Hey, yo, what the f***? This is a pally right here.
The late night flight is paid for by the following. Hello. I have 3 questions for you. When you're talking NBA with your white coworkers, do you say that Dallas Mavericks point guard Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA to position yourself as non-threatening in the office? And when black people think that you talk like a white person, do you reply, hey, you would too if you graduated from an HBCU? Are you Rachel Dozer? If you do or are any one of these 3, then you are suffering from the contribution of white privilege. Hi, my name is Nasur Nuru, and if you are looking to go from Wayne Newton to Wayne Brady, please give us a call at 1-800-HELL-NO-CANDIS. That's 1-800-HELL-NO-CANDIS. Give us a call now before you turn into T-Bigs.
It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand in the colony.
Hold on. Everybody on their Martin, everybody marching for a young nigga like me to get tsunami on it. I'ma get it, I'ma win it, baby. I'll be on my curry till like Patrick Berry, 40 on the tank. Yeah, I'm acting nerdy if it's at the Appalachian to the Appalachian. I'ma do whatever that they take to make a black a nation. Hold on.
Was the first presidential debate the first all-white episode of Love and Hip Hop?
Yo, first of all, no. But yes, the only reason why I'm saying no, is because do you know how many people watched this battle, honey? Did you know how many people watched this rap battle?
I didn't catch the numbers.
73 million people tuned in to watch Trump and Biden go at it.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
73 million people. I don't know how many people watch Love and Hip Hop. However, they definitely stole Love and Hip Hop's content, or I don't want to say content, what format. They stole their format.
Right.
They definitely stole their format. Yo, what I really, really like about this debate, and I ain't gonna lie, as a normal, everyday 9-to-5er, I thought this was the best debate I've ever saw in my life. I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm not, everybody like, yo, this debate was trash. They didn't talk about anything. Yo, you know what's funny? In retrospect, all of our previous presidents talked about a lot of things and didn't do when they got in office.
Mm.
Here are 2 that wasn't doing but it was so entertaining.
Very much so.
And they walked in very cordial, mature. Hey, how you doing, Joe? Hey, I don't know how you're doing. Right? All that. And all of a sudden, Biden wanted to, just let's start. Let's get this thing going. Oh, Trump want to put another judge in? This is some bullshit. They should let the people vote, which means they just want to get the voting out the way because Joe Biden is saying to the American people, hey, I know you want me to be your president, so let me be your president, then I'll put somebody in. And it'll seem like it's your vote. Trump like this, hey, yo, first of all, I'm president for 4 years, not 3. What are you talking about? All right. I don't care. Even if you do win, I can still do after. So what are you talking about?
Right.
Look, man, y'all say what y'all want about Trump. I love that angle. That's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? If my contract is for 4 years, even though in the 3rd year, you can look for someone else if you want to. Hey, I still have power for another 365 days.
But they ain't keep that same energy for Barack Obama, though.
You know why? Well, I'm going to tell you why. 2 reasons. Well, the main reason, it's not 2 reasons. The one main reason is because the Republicans were running that house. That was the whole, like, in my opinion, that's where Barack's presidential legacy is going to always be, well, in some people's eyes, not my eyes. I think he's like, that's my man. But it's going to look a little flimsy, or in your word, I like your word better, iffy, because he had to fight the Republican House all the time. They were the majority. So anything that Obama wanted to do, the Republicans was just like, nah, we ain't doing it. So he had to go through that. See, Trump don't have to go through that. Trump and the Republicans run the House and Trump runs the seat.
But the issue is that the language that they use.
Yeah, of course.
They was just flexing muscle. They was just being obstructionists, but they used the language of saying like, listen, it's an election year. Let's let the election happen and then let the new president decide. But now in the same scenario, they don't want to keep that same energy. And so it's
hypocrisy. Yes, it's hypocritical. It's the hypocrisy of our democracy. And not saying that it's good or bad. I guess the reason why I could care less about that hypocrisy is because they all been hypocrites for so long.
Yeah.
Like Joe Biden, you can't hit him on being a hypocrite when you have shown you have shown hypocrisy.
Sure.
You have shown hypocritical ways. So I appreciate the fight because you got to fight. You're fighting for the biggest job ever here. You know what I mean? However, you're dealing with the Italian aunt known as Donald Trump. Like this guy right here is going to whine and moan his way to the White House.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Y'all know that by now. I just don't understand why you thought doing a Love and Hip Hop rendition was going to make you look even better, Biden. Like right now, all right, so let me ask you this. If you had to say there was a winner in this debate, could you say one or the other one? Because I couldn't. I have to say this is a WWE match where this was a double DQ.
Right, so Donald Trump was clearly more dominant and more entertaining, right? So you watching it because you trying to wait to see what Trump going to do next. Trump is way more witty and quick with it than Biden. Biden, I'm not going to say Biden isn't quick with it, but Biden has a stutter. So sometimes when he tries to talk, his words get a little jumbled up and his point doesn't come across clearly. But Trump is definitely like quick on his toes, like what? Like when he said the part where he was like, yo, you could be 200 feet away from me. He got the biggest mass I've ever seen, right? Like, this is a classic hood roasting session.
Word. Hey, yo, my man said everywhere I go, he got a mask on. The biggest mask I've ever seen. I'm like, is that a bad thing though? Like, what is that about?
Yeah.
No, Trump, chill. Trump, what do you mean? Like that, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. But, you could see where it got testy, like where, Biden calling the president of the United States a clown.
Yeah.
Telling him to shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was pissed and all gloves was off. And
True.
I feel like if they was maybe 30 years younger, it'd probably been a square up.
You said they should have fought in the back of a Chili's restaurant or something like that, right?
They should have shot the fair one, yo. Like, just on the strength of like when Trump started talking about his son.
Oh my God. Let's look, all right, we got 20 seconds left. I'm adding a minute. Let's talk about that because Trump did some wrestling. He started talking about his sons, didn't say a name yet. So old boy as in Joe Biden was like, hey, yo, you better not be talking about Bo. He like, nah, we ain't gonna talk about Bo. Cause Bo passed away, rest in peace. Trump was like, oh, no, we ain't even gonna go to him. Let's go to Hunter. I ran Hunter down. He said everything about Hunter as far as him being a sham of a militant, of a military head.
Right.
But didn't talk about having sex with Bo Biden's ex-wife or widow, rather.
He never brought that up.
I thought he was going to definitely run that one down his throat. Like, yo, what kind of family you running? Y'all want to talk about me? What kind of family you running? Your Hunter running around with Bo Biden's ex-wife. And they not ex-wife because they had disagreements. My son passed away. Well, your son passed away. What's that about?
Let me state for the record, I think that's how it should go.
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is a pally right here.
Is Trump's COVID case America's karma or Donald's campaign strategy?
So President Trump tweeted out at 1 a.m. that him and his wife tested positive for COVID, right? So my initial reaction was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's too clear. Like it's too transparent. And Trump is never that transparent. So as the day progressed, You know what I'm saying? And you start to learn more, that he's experiencing symptoms and all of this is going on. But what really stood out to me, where I don't think that it's fake, is that it's going to stop him from campaigning. It's going to stop him from being able to do his rallies. And I don't know that, they say that when a president or presidential candidate becomes ill or hurt during an election, there's a spike in their poll numbers because people sympathize with them. But I don't know that net benefit is going to help Donald Trump in the swing states where he needs to actually be a contender. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it feels like this is a real thing. I also got curious about what would happen if, he should pass away from this before the election. And what would happen is the Republican National Convention, if he dies before the election, the Republican National Convention would have to pick a candidate to replace him. If he dies after the election, but before the inauguration, then I think it goes to, if he dies anytime before January 6th, the Republican National Convention will have to pick his replacement. If he dies after January 6th, then it goes through the natural succession where the vice president becomes the president and so on and so forth.
Okay. So if we're talking about the death of Donald J. Trump, let's at least give him 10 days. I believe that COVID is a 10-day process, I believe, as far as the healing process.
Yeah, but he got rushed to the hospital today.
Oh, he went to the hospital today? Yeah, so they're just trying to, just see what type of symptoms this man is having. According to CNN, they're saying he has mild symptoms and he was running around being asymptomatic. That's why there's some people at the presidential debate that's a little upset because he talks about this, not having a mask all the time. But at the same time, he's running around doing these debates and having his rallies, doing his campaigning, basically. Now, here's the thing. Where I feel like, even though this is real, for Trump, this is a political strategy. First of all, he doesn't want to debate Joe Biden. Okay. He really doesn't want to do that. So now he can just be in the house and be like, I'm healing. I'm resting. At the same time, I'm still fighting to be the president. All right. Now, with that being said, you got that out the way. You know what I mean? He doesn't necessarily have to debate Joe. They can do a Zoom call and try to, NBC and Fox can figure out some way to do a Zoom presidential debate, which we thought that was already going to happen anyway. Right. But think about this, that's even more deep. Remember all those white people that was in Michigan with holding their babies with AK-47s on top of the State House in Michigan, acting like they was going to kill Governor Whitmer?
Right.
Remember that? So those were people. The same people that were in Pennsylvania, the same people that were in front of New Jersey State House in Trenton, those were the same people. And yes, I'm talking about white people. No disrespect. It's just it is what it is. It's more of you than us. So we know who's outside at the State House. Black people are not outside at the State House unless a black person got killed. White people, you was there with guns and your babies telling people, open this country the up. Right. Open this country the up. Open this country the up, right? And now they've done that. And this is the funniest thing about everything. While CNN wants to promote every day, they have a death toll ticker. How many deaths of coronavirus is in the world and the US? We're opening up restaurants as we speak.
For sure.
We have football games where people are allowed to come in. So with all that being said, Trump having coronavirus doesn't mean it don't mean nothing. That's if he lives, this motherfucker, you might as well put it in the book. What they say, white people say, book it. He's the president the next 4 years. If he's alive after this COVID, book it. He the president. Because what's going to happen is that all the people that are down in his base anyway, they're going to look at COVID the way that Trump looked at COVID anyway.
Who you got? Lift Every Voice, Joe Biden's plan for Black America, or the pro-platinum Trump plan for Black America?
All right, check me out. The only reason why I'm going with Trump's plan, is because the Lift Every Voice alternative, this plan, from how I'm reading it, which is on the Biden-Harris website, for those who, you should definitely check this out. The plan sounds more for all people of color rather than just African Americans. Now, the way they word it, they definitely give you a quick overview of, so for instance, they say give small businesses a tax break for starting a retirement plan and giving workers the chance to save at work. So they want to give you an overview. Half of African American workers lack access to a retirement saving plan at work. Biden calls for widespread adoption of workplace savings plans and offers tax credits to small businesses to offset much of the cost. Under Biden's plan, almost all workers without a pension or 401k type plan will have access to an automatic 401k, which provides the opportunity to easily save for retirement at work, putting millions of middle-class families in the path to secure retirement. Okay, so you're giving me a stat, but okay, and then you want to say, hey, we're going to basically clean up your pension. We're going to give you a better pension plan. Very hollow. But at the same time, you're just breaking off a stat. Now, the point I'm making is this is something realistically we already have. And then on top of that, it doesn't, even though they're saying what African Americans have and don't have, there's no exclusivity to it. This is strictly for Black people, strictly for African Americans. Trump's plan. Now, I had a friend tell me that, Trump was looking to give us $500 billion a year. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. It's more of increasing access to capital in Black communities by almost $500 billion by doing a bunch of things, 3 million new jobs for Black community, creating 500,000 new Black owned businesses, things of that nature, which is, no disrespect, it's a little hollow as well. But one thing I will get down with Trump's plan is that it is strictly for African Americans. Trump's plan is for, and you know what's funny about the fact that I'm really into this pro-platinum plan? Not only is because it's strictly for Black Americans, it's because now I know that Trump may not necessarily like Black people in the way of this whole integration, this interaction. Interaction, wrong word. Integration, better word, yes. He's basically saying, you know what? If we give you what you want, will you build your own and stay away? Will you do that? And I'm pretty sure he doesn't know that Black people will say, yes, we will. What say you?
If you could be a little more specific, because as I'm reading through and perusing the Biden-Harris plan, Lift Every Voice, the Biden plan for Black America.
Yeah.
The plan, the title of the plan itself states that it's specifically for Black America, right? And then as I go through the initiatives, mostly all of these initiatives talks about being specifically for African Americans and Black Americans. So it's talking about, it says the Biden plan for Black America will advance economic mobility for African Americans, close the racial wealth gap, expand access to higher education. This is just a synopsis. Make far-reaching investments in health disparities, strengthen American commitment to justice. So it's tapping on all of the same things that the Trump plan is tapping on. And it is, from my viewpoint, specifically saying that it's for African Americans. So I don't get where you see that it's not.
Okay. So, all right. This is what I saw. And it was up here in the beginning. Let me see if I could just scroll through it real fast. It was the one where, wait, is it here? The increased opportunities for African-American owned businesses to obtain or participate in federal contracts. So again, they gave this overview of what goes on. Matter of fact, they gave an overview about what the Obama-Biden administration did, as far as trying to bring money to small businesses. But again, they're not talking about just African-American small businesses. They're saying that Biden will build on these efforts to support the expansion of opportunities for minority-owned small businesses. That can be women, that can be Indian American, that can be Hispanic American, or Latin American, that could be Black American. No disrespect to any of those type of groups. Black American, please. Like, my vote means something, Hanif. Like, my vote isn't just given to Democrats just because. I need you to do something for me. And I'm not talking about like Joe Biden, like he's on some whack shit. I'm talking about Trump too. Either one. Right. We don't have a dog in a fight. We don't have a horse in a race. The point I wanted to talk to you about as far as the Lift Every Voice versus the Pro Platinum is, yes, you're right. They both, for the most part, give out an overview. I think that Trump's presentation is ugly, of course, because he always comes off racist. But one thing I will say, and maybe this comes from wrestling, I remember when there was a big hot angle. This is like 2000, 2001. This is definitely the last days of my childhood watching wrestling, because I definitely stopped watching wrestling for at least 10 years of my life.
Right.
But it was an angle where The Rock was gone. He was away for wrestling for about like 4 months, probably doing a movie or working on a movie. And this is when WCW and ECW, two other wrestling promotions, came to the WWF and was going to have this throwdown. And, Vince McMahon needed The Rock, and so did his children. Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon, who was running WCW and ECW. So this was like all these plates spinning. And then The Rock comes, crowd goes crazy. Oh my God, it's the Rock, right? All that crazy. So here's what was funny. The Rock had to choose whether he was going to be with the Alliance, which is WCW, ECW, Shane McMahon and his sister, Stephanie McMahon, or was he going to choose the WWF and fight with the WWF and Vince McMahon? And Vince McMahon said there's one thing that is better than when people say you got to choose the less of the two evils. There is a way to say that 10 times better. And Vince McMahon said that. He said, Rock, I want you to understand something before you make your decision. It's better to do business with the devil that you do know than the devils that you don't.
Hey, yo, what the This is a palace right here.
Did Baraka just give Black and Latinx Norkers reparations? I think it's reparations. It's a direct impact payment for businesses that have minority ownership, especially Black and Latinx people from North. And, it's a running start. So the $2 million is actually going to start being accessible where people can apply in the next 30 to 60 days. So I guess as, the businesses get funded and they start and more donors come on board and more funding is made available, it'll start to create, if it goes according to plan, a boom in these businesses coming into fruition in the city of Newark for Newark residents. So what this is essentially going to do is those direct payments and support will help provide funding so that these businesses can secure other loans and financing to start their businesses. It's going to create jobs for Newarkers. And, it's what we always wanted, where people who actually live in Newark, who are from Newark, can work in Newark, can own businesses in Newark, own properties, and become job creators in our own city. And it's just going to continue to, flourish from there. And if everything goes according to plan, like I said, this isn't the same as, Black Lives Matter getting $100 million donation from somebody and we not sure where that money is going. We can actually put, a tracker and see exactly how this money is being used, where it's going, and see the actual impact that is given to our people.
I agree. This is more of a personable loan compared to what people have been doing for Black Lives Matter, the organization, of course. And I don't want to like shit on Black Lives Matter, the organization, too much. I mean, I may not agree with them all the way, but I will say this: they are organized. Whether you like them or not, they are an organized. They are an organized unit, and they're doing what they can to I guess, in their own aggressive way to offset the bullshit that we've been seeing as far as with social justice. But I do like this version. As far as when people are giving residents, like actual people, not an organization, funding to continue their business prowess. I respect that tenfold. I will say this though, Mayor Baraka, you would make a smart, college-educated young man such as myself, and maybe even the other one that's with me right now by the name of Hanif Sowell, why don't you let us have a radio station, have a frequency? I don't know, 97.4, I don't know. But imagine us having a morning show on a national radio frequency that is in New Jersey. Now, don't get me wrong. There is one in, I believe, Central South Jersey. I think it is 101.5 or one something. I forgot, 100.5. I don't know. I know Senator Rice listens to it a lot, but it's very, no disrespect to it, it's very Republican heavy, and they play a lot of old school 80s rock band music. I'm just saying, we need something that screams 2020 in New Jersey.
Did Mark Cuban save Delonte West from LeBron's curse?
Yo, I kind of want to talk about the LeBron curse first, though. Can we talk about that first? For those who do not know what Hanif is talking about as far as the curse. So this is a rumor. We don't know anything, but this is a rumor. Because I actually made a rap bar about this. And if you go on episode 4 or 5, I think it's a song called Millie. And I made the joke. And I was like, something about hanging out with your mom like Delonte. I forgot how that go. But anyway, there is a rumor that Delonte West and LeBron James' mom used to date. And LeBron wasn't feeling that. And Delonte West wasn't, in LeBron's eyes, was not contributing that well for Cleveland to get to the next level, which is the NBA Finals on a consistent basis. So that last year when LeBron wound up leaving and taking his talents to South Beach, he wound up getting Delonte West up out of Cleveland as well. With all that being said, years later, Delonte West has these mental issues and something, this guy is like, next to trash. He's cosplaying a hobo. And Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban winds up picking this man up, at a Dallas gas station and wants to help him out. Now, me and Hanif, we was just over here looking at the whole retirement pension plans of these NBA players. And we just realized in 3 years, at 62, so let's say you've been in the league for 3 years. So that means, let's say you've been in the league for 3 years. You probably made somewhere between $3 to $36 million in those 3 years. So while you're eating off that, when you're 62, you can go apply for your pension, and you're about to make the exact number is $56,998. So you might as well say $57,000 or $60,000. And that's for people that only played for 3 years. Okay. For those who do not know why WNBA players are mad, this person who can retire and wait till 62 to get $56,998 a year makes more money than an active WNBA player. Just want to put that out there. Now, if you played in the league for 11 years or more, you're going to make $195,000. So maybe Delonte is, I know he has mental issues, but he probably can't even tap into that pension money until he's 62. I don't want to say that this man wasted all his money. I don't think that he just wiped out all his millions on SpongeBob paraphernalia. For those who do not know, he's a big SpongeBob fan. And weed and I don't know, whatever else Delonte West likes. Obviously, MILFs. I don't know. What say you about this?
I'm wondering, so he has come forward to say that he suffers from bipolar disorder.
Yes.
Causes him to kind of act out and do different things. So it's a mental health issue that's going on. But he's also very much on drugs. And, I feel like, what Mark Cuban is doing is a nice gesture, being that Delonte West spent, I think, the latter part of his career playing for the Dallas Mavericks.
That is correct.
The problem is with addiction, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, most times people don't get that up until they're ready to give it up. And, all the help in the world doesn't do anything. All the money in the world and all of that doesn't do anything. I was just looking it up. Like, he technically did blow all of his money on SpongeBob and weed and whatever other.
Oh, I was right. I ain't even know that. I was guesstimating.
Well, no, I'm just, he blew his money. He doesn't have any money. They said his net worth is $1,000 at this point.
God damn. I don't mean to laugh.
They said during the 2011 lockout in the NBA, he was applying for jobs at Home Depot and furniture stores because he was essentially blowing his money as he was getting it. So here we are at this stage in the game, but he really has an addiction and a problem. And, hopefully he gets the help that he needs to get better.
Hold up. Hey, keep talking for a second if you don't mind. I wanna look up Delonte West. Yo, so in 2012, I don't know what team he played for in 2012, but in 2012, he made $1.2 million.
Right.
That's not necessarily a lot of money for an NBA player. You can blow $1 million.
Absolutely.
I mean, especially if you getting paid that, in increments. You know what I mean? It's not like he got 1.2 mil up front.
Yeah.
He was getting that in increments. So you basically, I don't know what it's like.
Divided by 82 games.
Yeah, divide that by 82 games. You want to do the math on that real fast, or you want? I can't talk and I can talk and calculate. Let me talk and calculate. Let me talk and calculate.
Nah, I was going to do it. What is it? 1.2 million.
It's put 1.2 divided by 82 games. You say, right?
Yeah, 1.2 million divided by 82. 14 grand a game.
That's not a lot of money.
It's not.
That's really not a lot. Even though we like, yo, if you give me 14,000 right now, I know what to do.
But how many games do they play in a week? Typically, like 3 games a week.
That's a great question. I couldn't answer that. I want to say somewhere between 2 to 3 games a week. But at the same time, like you said, I mean, let's just do that math because the people on ESPN, they like to do that type of math. You know what I mean? So 82 games, that's $14,000 a game. So even if you get a check twice a month.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? So is it 14,000? I mean, whatever. Like let's say you got a check that's like, I don't know, whatever, 14 times 3. So that's 28 and then was 38. So let's say you made $42,000, you know what I'm saying, twice a month.
Right.
Still. I mean, that's a lot of money.
No, but I'm saying you got to think about it. If his finances aren't in order, like if he doesn't get like a lump sum, like signing bonus when he comes in, he settles all his debt, buys his house and sets things in motion, and you taking care of your whole family, I could see somebody blowing through that money.
That's what I'm saying. You already had all right, so let's say you had to help out your mom. If you had a spouse or a girlfriend, boom, make sure they good. And then like, all right, so you paid your mortgage, let's say out of that 43,000, you down like 15,000. Like, yo, you can buy guns, drugs, SpongeBob, and women like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not like $14,000. That is coke, 5 women, more coke, guns, 2 guns, more coke, women, SpongeBob, broke. Damn, there you go.
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is some palace right here.
Is the millions. Nah, I'm just playing, y'all. It's The Rock's endorsement of Democrats. His way of finally recognizing that he's black. Come on, Dwayne, you know you black.
He's a light-skinned delegation / coalition / network would like to take full credit for The Rock finally coming around and accepting his blackness.
Yeah, tell him, honey.
If you listen a few episodes back, I gave The Rock a scathing talking to where I let him know, like, listen, man, you got to stand and be counted. You know what I mean? You are a Black American and you need to act accordingly. And, no sooner than 2 weeks later, he's sitting up there talking to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, giving his full endorsement. If it's anything I could say about The Rock, the brother is hella confident, yo, because he was talking to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris like he was Barack Obama.
Look at him. I mean, but look at The Rock, though. I mean, wouldn't you be confident if you walked out the house looking like The Rock? Yo, listen, hold on. Hey, yo, The Rock's so dope. I don't even know a man that does this type of shit. The man's wife, who is some gym fitness Samoan woman who is beautiful and muscular, okay? They've been married, has a kid with her, divorces her, but they're still friends enough where they both buy the XFL together while he has a whole new white woman that he's married to, okay? This is that dude right here. The Rock is one of the greatest wrestlers ever, and he only wrestled for 8 years, okay? Like, this dude, he's the first one. Like, even Hogan couldn't do this shit, and Hogan was in Rocky 3. Rock transcended the WWE. Like, he went through that shit like it was like it was an escort on a Sunday, and then all of a sudden now he is the highest paid male actor in Hollywood. Ridiculous. Continue. I just wanted to say that because this dude Rock. Matter of fact, before I even let you say more things, because you just talked about The Rock talking to Biden and Kamala Harris, which is also funny because, Biden loves to tell his people that, you're not black if you're not voting for me. So maybe The Rock also heard that and said, well, I am black. Let me go over here. But more importantly, did you watch the Saturday Night Live skit with The Rock, where they call him The Rock Obama? So they had this skit where, they had like a regular, I think they had Jay Farrow playing Barack Obama. It could have been another person. I really don't remember. But they had somebody playing Barack Obama. I think it was a white person, but they put a little, anyway, I want to get into that. They had a white person playing Barack Obama, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The point I'm making is that they had all the Republicans or like some other Democrats come at him sideways. So what this cosplay Barack Obama did on Saturday Night Live was get mad, like as if he was hawking up. And then what happens is you see the shirt rip off and like feet like come through the shoes, the Oxford shoes, and then all of a sudden it's The Rock. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh my God, you done turned him into The Rock Obama. And yo, the dude was wow. Like, so he had like a caveman style. He was like, Senator, whatever your name is, Tom Cotton, come here, Tom Cotton. Tom Cotton, you don't like me? No, I didn't say that. And then he ripped his arm off and beat him with it and threw him out the window. You know what I'm saying? Who's next to talk about The Rock? And it was like, no, not us, not us. I thought that was so funny, yo, because like if there ever is a celebrity that I would want to be the president of the United States, just to honor Trump. You know what I mean? Trump, in my opinion, now older people may say Ronald Reagan because he was an actor, but let's be honest, it wasn't like Ronald Reagan was, Gene Hackman. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was some Emmy Award, Oscar Award winning actor now. Like he just happened to be in a movie, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? We're talking about Donald Trump is like a big time mogul. I wanted to know who would be another big time mogul you would like to see be president. And I think it would be The Rock. Like, first of all, imagine The Rock coming off of Air Force One, going to Russia. Putin ain't having none of that. Putin gonna be like, yeah, everybody shake this man's hand before he kill us. Like, what are you, crazy? The Rock is bigger than everybody else, yo. And he's lovable. Like, everybody loves The Rock, yo. Like, I would love The Rock to run to become president. And I think one more thing I wanted to say, and I'll let you say whatever you want. Another thing why I think a lot of people are mad at The Rock for endorsing Biden and Harris is when he was wrestling, he with a lot of Republicans. He actually went to a Republican National Convention as The Rock. This was his early days. This is not early 90s, but late 90s. And, you know, basically gave a speech at the Republican National Convention.
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is a palace right here.
Yeah. Snatch your girl like I'm Arkell. Take her right to my cartel. That still got the new car smell. Number one like Cam Newton. No glop of these grand shooting up out my hand like Cam Newton. I'm ballin' dip just like damn you ain't. Top phone and I'm gone. Smoking purple up in that painted thing. All red like Minute Maid. All lead when that semi spray. Studied y'all from my compound. Blowing loud, call long. What I found out is what I knew then. You getting chicken like Parmesan. Scared to brick up. Break it down and split the bitch up. Bag that shit and split the flip up. And get that bitch picture you up. Find me up in your hood. With your girl and give me that tug. Call me David Ortiz. About to give her that wood. About to give her that look. About to make her say, Sit back, making love to my hooks. She go to work and she on time like Kasami. Sit back, in her face like stylist. Yeah. Put this dick thing in my time frame. Don't lose change, play my games. My course bag made a mind change. So weak, my grain. She wanna switch sides, see her eye bang. Check my voicemail, she wanna suck it off in this fly range. Cop a look at my ride. White painted that traffic light. 300 on clam chowder. What? Get inside my appetite and just cool out for a little minute. Let the engine roar, hear the Aston light. Let's get high via satellite. Then dust my hair like a stack of lights, girl. Yeah. Rip from couple stacks to that duffel to 100 racks to that bubble. I don't play, my pockets on struggle. There's a couple hoes that I know wanna fuck with me on some other issue. 2 kids, 2 mothers, it's tryna tie me down like the government. Normal in on the inside, real in on the outside. Chill, nigga, don't doubt mine. Your bloodline be an outline, I put that work in, my clientele on cloud 9. That's right. On my grizzly, yeah, trap time. Still running these streets, mama still coming with me. At the office doing OT. All my goons around in my 3. 300 on 8, 300 on Stuyvesant. Both streets I'm flying in, back blocks I'm hiding in. Them suit boys when the time me in, I had a long shift, 9 to 10. They got me, that affidavit ain't signing it. Right in front of your school zone. So what? I need croutons and a new blonde and a cute blonde blowing poop on in my U-car. Find me too hot. Both chains on 2 summers. 20 bricks of that blue thunder got chicken shining like blue Hummers. Who the fuck is that in no red pants? Black thong, cherry, hey. Never went to school, but she know how to make me come very fast. Brain game more high IQ. Dark skin like how are you? Let's buy you things for an hour or 2, then get a room, you know how I do. Grey Goose in my fridge, put that blue rock in my cup. Let's just have a toast to my game. We should wanna sign with me to sign up. What?
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is a palace right here.